What if Vegeta had been sent to Earth instead of Goku? Imagine how the story may have unfolded. Even Goku looks surprised. The story begins shortly after Bulma strikes Vegeta with her car. When a hungry pterodactyl swoops down and picks her up for dinner, she calls out to the mysterious boy for help. Vegeta, who is immensely more powerful than Goku at this point in the story, takes the flying dinosaur out with no problem. Flying in the air and holding Bulma by the wrist like she's some disgusting animal, he nonetheless saves her life. Time passes as the pair wake up the next morning. At this point, it's not explained why Vegeta is palling around with Bulma, but one can only assume it has something to do with the Dragon Balls. Come on, Slowpoke! Are you done now? Bulma tells the pint-sized Vegeta that you should respect me as I'm your elder. You should call me Miss Briefs even. As the two bicker, this is the first time Bulma notices Vegeta's pride. As they finally hit the road, Vegeta asks where the third Dragon Ball is, being that they have two. Bulma points out that she doesn't understand how Vegeta can fly and asks if he's even human. Vegeta simply replies that he doesn't care. As they reach their destination, a mysterious castle unfolds in the background. Bulma notes she smells the putrid odor of decaying corpses right before they enter the castle itself. As they explore the dwelling, three voices ring out from above. Garlic Jr.'s men demand they hand over their Dragon Balls unless they want to be killed. Obviously, not one to shy from a challenge, Vegeta declares that he's gonna waste them all. Offended by the supposed little brat, all three warriors rush Vegeta at once, who effortlessly blasts them all away simultaneously, and in true Vegeta fashion, finishes them all off one by one. Bulma just sits there in disbelief that he's beaten them already. You've laid waste to my servants already! I must say I'm impressed. You're no ordinary child. Neither are you, buttface. Hey, easy! Let's see how gobby you are after I turn you into a bloodstain!
How the hell? Where's he getting all this power? He can't be from Earth. So be it. I must resort to my trump card. You can all disappear in my death zone! You'll be sent to a dimension without heat or light, freezing the icy void that awaits you!
Is that a fact? Keep your eyes on me, buttface! In the background, Bulma calls out for help as the dead zone attempts to consume her. Vegeta once again comes to her aid, this time with a power pole. With a single punch, Vegeta sends Garlic Jr. flying back into his own dead zone, defeating the monster. Kami stands upon his lookout, looking down at the earth. Pleased to know that he wasn't needed and that Vegeta, even at his young age, can handle any problem that comes his way. With the possession of their third Dragon Ball, Vegeta finds himself a little bit hungry after all this adventure. Spotting a nearby fruit tree, he decides to take a few bites. Unbeknownst to the young Saiyan, these happen to be some very special pieces of fruit, and he falls asleep shortly after. Showing her first sign of affection towards the young warrior, Bulma declares that even though he's a little aggressive, he's kinda cute when he sleeps. And this whirlwind encounter is only the beginning of Bulma and Vegeta's adventures together. Across the land, Vegeta and Bulma travel on their quest for the 7 magical Dragon Balls. Don't be lazy, the Dragon Ball is close! Bulma appears to be suffering quite a bit more than the young Saiyan. It seems they're only in this predicament because Garlic Jr.'s dead zone swallowed up their capsules in the last chapter. Hey, I see people over there. It looks like they're carrying strange things. The men turn out to be Red Ribbon Army soldiers, and the strange things turn out to be guns. Despite Bulma's best judgment, Vegeta rushes over to get what he came for. Without wasting a moment, the soldiers live up to their nasty reputation. Hey, get lost before I kill you. Wait, we know that 3 Dragon Balls were heading here. You mean this kid? Is this what you're looking for? A Dragon Ball! Viraki, give us all 3, kid. I'm taking this one. Like hell you are! You nasty midgets! Huh? With Vegeta making his presence more than well known, the entire Red Ribbon Army is on him in moments. And dead shortly after. Bulma expresses great concern with becoming mortal enemies with a militant superpower, but Vegeta couldn't care less. The pair head inside and find Android 8 of all things. While Bulma cowers in fear, Vegeta asks the android if he's seen a ball similar to the one he has in his hand here. Sure enough, Ader found one just like it lying outside. After he's hesitant to hand it over, Bulma pauses for a second and asks, "Wait, you're a robot, aren't you?" Surprised that she can tell merely by looking at him, she just laughs out loud and says, "Well, I am a genius after all." The young scientist tries to go in for a closer look when the android stops her and says, "No, wait, there's a bomb in my body." "A bomb? I'll get rid of that. No problem, there's some tools downstairs." After Bulma removes the bomb from the android's abdomen, he happily hands over the Dragon Ball as the reward. As Bulma's showing off the Dragon Radar to Android 8, he points out the other dots appear to be at the Red Ribbon Army headquarters. That's when Bulma decides that she's going to drop the quest right now as it's become way too dangerous. "Why? I'm not scared of them. We're fighting an army. What can one kid do?"
"But they already know your faces. They're most likely already looking for you."
This reality hits Bulma a little harder than she'd like. She flips on a dime and tells Vegeta that it's up to him. He has to beat all of them up now, and he is more than happy to oblige. Leaving Android 8 behind, Bulma knows they must prepare for the ensuing battle. She steals one of the military's aircraft and the two head off. Meanwhile, at Red Ribbon Army HQ, an unnamed soldier explains the current situation to the surrounding men. Red Ribbon is fully aware Vegeta is on his way. "These are our assailants? A child and a girl? Gather all the commanders in one room and bring Tao Pai Pai. Send everyone we've got." "All this is useless. I am more than enough, and I will come to collect my reward." "Haha, he won't stand a chance against me." "Let's blow his head off. I don't seem to see Colonel Copper."
"That's true. We haven't had any news from the west."
"Colonel Copper reported an attack from a strange beast, and we've lost contact since." "What? Another attack? We'll have to deal with it after this." Vegeta and Bulma close in on the Red Ribbon Army headquarters. A couple aircraft detect the oncoming Saiyan, but not in time to stop the onslaught. Within moments, Vegeta destroys the entire military base, including Commander Red and his men. The surviving soldiers wisely choose to retreat, and after digging through the rubble to find their 5th Dragon Ball, they only have 2 remaining. Bulma can't help but think aloud that she hopes that there are no other bad guys looking for these things. In a distant land, another Red Ribbon soldier lays dead. A demon stands above him who we know as Tambourine. As he flies away, a mysterious voice calls out to him. Tambourine assures the voice that he has retrieved one of the Dragon Balls. After congratulating his mutant offspring, King Piccolo tells Tambourine to return to base immediately as it appears the holder of the other 5 Dragon Balls is after him. Tambourine assures the king that this is probably only the Red Ribbon Army and they're no match for him. King Piccolo of course gives his blessing for Tambourine to go decimate the remainder of the army. While chasing each other down, it's not till it's too late that Tambourine realizes that this is not the Red Ribbon Army. With a single blast of energy, Vegeta brings down Piccolo's ship, all of them landing safely on the ground below. Vegeta breaks the silence. "Hey, give me that Dragon Ball!" "What? You dare approach us like that?"
You're standing in front of the mythical Demon King.
"Never heard of him."
Well then, you leave me no choice.
While Bulma speculates on the background of King Piccolo, the Demon King orders his henchmen to take out Vegeta. Proving no match for the young boy, the Demon King quickly loses confidence. While struggling in a whirlwind of disbelief, Vegeta asks him if he's the boss. Piccolo tells Vegeta to not get cocky, and this is gonna be the real battle. Vegeta, pulling no punches, doesn't take long to send Piccolo flying into a mountain. Getting nervous, the Demon King decides to pull out the energy attacks. But much to his surprise, not even these had an effect on the young warrior. Going into an angry fit, Piccolo shouts out that if only he had gathered all the Dragon Balls, he could have gotten his youth back. "Wait, are you saying you'd beat me if you were younger?"
Of course, I'd never lose. If I was young again, I'd finish you off with ease.
Vegeta then flies over to Bulma and tells her to give him all the Dragon Balls so Piccolo can get his youth back. Bulma of course refuses, even after getting the old "I want to see how strong he is" argument. Vegeta goes back to the Namekian empty-handed and says, "Sorry, but you're gonna have to die."
Wait! If he kills Piccolo, then I'll die too, and the Dragon Balls will disappear.
Kami braces himself for impact as Vegeta seemingly disintegrates King Piccolo. After retrieving the 6th Dragon Ball, Kami realizes that he's not dead. "Your Majesty!" It looks like the Demon King was able to spit out a child before leaving. Vegeta, a little bit confused, has the little Namekian explain his presence to him. Vegeta is excited at the prospect of a new fight years down the road, and Kami is just happy to be alive. Bulma, annoyed with the young boy's pride, asks if there's anything he likes besides fighting, which is met with a predictable Saiyan answer. With only 1 Dragon Ball remaining, Bulma and Vegeta both are feeling optimistic, and Bulma is feeling especially lucky to have him as her bodyguard. And somewhere in the distance, the irrelevant Pilaf gang is still down on their luck. Back at the ruins of the Red Ribbon Army headquarters, a familiar old man rummages through the remains. Taking this moment to vow his revenge, he sends out one of his spy drones and plans his next attack. As Bulma and Vegeta fly to their destination, Vegeta wonders how strong this magical dragon may be, which is met by a stern "No fighting the magic dragon" from Bulma. Down to one Dragon Ball at last, even if Vegeta fears no one. Will they be enough for the trials and tribulations that have yet to come? In their search for the final Dragon Ball, Vegeta and Bulma follow the Dragon Radar signal to Shellfish Town, but encounter a flock of wild pterodactyl-like birds. While Vegeta has little issue with the monsters, Bulma's machine gun seems to have no effect. That's when one of the dinosaurs sneaks up behind Bulma and almost swallows her whole before Vegeta saves her at the last minute. Having had enough of this nuisance, Vegeta decides to send a message with one big attack. As the dust clears, the surviving dinosaurs fly off. Well, that takes care of that then. I'm hungry. With the stomach growling, that's when Vegeta decides to cook up some pterodactyl. Are you sure you don't want any? It's really good.
Why the hell would I want to eat that?
What a weirdo. Bulma quickly changes her mind. After their meal, the two plan on a way to get out of the desert. With his guard down, a mysterious little creature latches onto Vegeta's tail.
What happened? Why did you collapse?
When my tail is squeezed, I lose all of my strength. And try as they might, the little pest can't be removed. For the first time possibly in his life, Vegeta sets aside his pride and asks Bulma to carry him.
Like hell, I'm supposed to count on you!
Just then, a random stranger pulls up to ask what's going on. Bulma decides to hide Vegeta's secret and says that it's her little brother and he's come down with heat stroke. The stranger, though confused why the little boy has a tail, explains that that is a love dragon and it won't let go until it finds something else to cling onto. If she remembers correctly, they happen to be quite fond of bowling balls for some reason. Out of her generosity, she decides to give Bulma and Vegeta a ride to her village. During the ride back, we find out that the stranger's name is Harley and that some guy in charge of her village is causing a lot of trouble, much more than the pterodactyls. But with any luck, today will be the day he falls. After speaking with the village elder, we also learn that the menace's name is Lei Wu, and many warriors have already left to face him. Harley then asks the elder if the man called the God of Martial Arts is finally here. The elder confirms that he is and says that we do not need to pay, instead, he wants something else.
He said he wanted to do a motorboat thing with a lively young girl, so I gave him your picture.
He's a wrinkly old man!
Just as Harley is introducing Vegeta and Bulma, none other than Monster Carrot and his minions turn the corner. And back we come to this pisshole.
Well, thanks to Li Wu's influence, we can plunder uninhibited.
Get out of our town!
Haha, we're the Rabbits regime. If you don't want to get hurt, then give us all your food.
Hot damn, what are you doing all by yourself, beautiful? Bulma inquires as to who the rude men are, changing their tune rather drastically. One of the henchmen says, never mind, we don't want the food, we want the girl, in reference to Bulma. Bulma tells Vegeta to just kick all their asses, but he can't because he's still too weak from the love dragon grabbing his tail. Harley then pulls a gun on the Rabbits regime, but it's quickly turned into a carrot by the eponymous Monster Carrot. Ha ha ha! Anything the boss touches turns into a carrot. Harley then slaps Monster Carrot in the head with the vegetable. You actually hit me!
Oh, don't be a baby. I could have hit you with a stone and it would have just turned into a carrot.
You dare mock the rabbit regime?
Leader, Li Wu has sounded the adult collection signal.
Huh, I wonder what happened this time.
Not long ago, a string of martial artists launched an assault on Li Wu's headquarters. I bet he's in big trouble now.
What?
We have to get back to him now.
Don't come back.
Bulma then asked what happened to this town and who is Li Wu?
Li Wu is the country's most evil martial artist, and maybe even the strongest. He's the leader of those scrubs we saw before and seems intent on world domination. And according to rumors, he's also part demon.
The village elder chimes in and says that's why they petitioned the god of martial arts to deal with them. After asking where this menace is, Bulma realizes the Dragon Ball is located exactly in that direction. While Bulma contemplates what to do, Vegeta finally chimes up. Stupid, what are you stalling for? It's possible all the martial artists have been defeated already. With that, Bulma asks Harley to take them to Li Wu. At the sight of the martial artists, it appears that they've already been defeated by none other than Yamcha and Krillin. And the god of martial arts is none other than Master Roshi. With all of the henchmen defeated, Yamcha calls out Li Wu himself. Honestly, I don't believe all my henchmen are this useless. I'm going to have to hire better soldiers. What a waste. You dare call yourselves henchmen of Li Wu? With a simple puff of air, Li Wu launches all of the henchmen's bodies off of the battleground. As Harley and the others approach, they see the bodies flying through the air and at first mistake them for birds. Harley boasts that this must be the god of martial arts teaching Li Wu's henchmen a lesson. This guy is strong! Wow! You should feel honored to die at the hands of the great Li Wu!
Ah, you're so manly, Master Li Wu!
This'll be over soon. Damn, I won't be able to fight well. Not with so many women around.
Are you a man or mouse, Yamcha? Concentrate! But don't underestimate this man.
Don't worry, Master. Now we'll get the chance to display the fruits of our training. Let him see the power of the Turtle School. Yeah! It seems your students lack any real skill, god of martial arts.
Only fools would dare to challenge you, Lee Woo! Wow!
You will pay! Master, be careful.
Right, time to strip down and get busy. Hey babe, you into older men? Like hell I am! Maybe you prefer a bit of muscle. Ha!
Whoa! An amazing physique for such an old man. I guess you might be worth my time. Bulma and company arrived just in time to see Master Roshi face off against Lee Woo.
Let's go! Ha!
Try as he might, Master Roshi just can't seem to get an edge on the warrior. Even admitting aloud for all to hear that he will not be able to win with hand-to-hand combat.
Me?
What is this?
Yeah, he got him!
So this is your famed Kamehameha. I feared the name for a long time. How foolish I was.
That's it. We're finished.
Hey, Bulma, look at that thing on that guy's chest! And as Vegeta points out, sure enough, it's the Dragon Ball. Although I could kill you easily, I feel like giving you a chance. If you're willing to bow before my feet and pledge your undying loyalty to me, I may spare your life. What did you say? You're a little bit stronger than the massive corpses I just blew away. If you let me become your master, I'll make you stronger than you ever dreamed possible.
Don't listen to him, Yamcha. Mind making me your disciple?
You've been staring at me for a while now, woman. Are you not going to join the party? Harley taunts Lee Woo from the distance, which proves to be a horrible mistake, as all Lee Woo has to do is inhale a simple breath to pull Harley and Bulma towards himself. As he threatens to make the pair part of his harem, he notices a very particular ball fall out of Bulma's backpack. He throws the girls to the ground and snatches Bulma's bag from her. Realizing he's not the only collector, he demands for Bulma to tell him where the final Dragon Ball is located. But unfortunately, it doesn't take him long to discover that the impaired Vegeta is harboring the ball. Having gathered all 7, he's ready to make his wish. As Harley takes off, Vegeta's not finished with the monster yet. That was my grandfather's treasure. Give it back. Lee Woo kicks Vegeta to the side and summons Shenron. The sky turns dark and all anybody can do is stare in awe at the dragon.
Let your earnest desires become reality if they are within my power to grant.
As Lee Woo begins to make his wish, Bulma runs over to interfere. Bulma yells out that she wants a handsome boyfriend, but then becomes indecisive and maybe thinks a lifetime supply of strawberries. In this delay, Lee Woo wishes to become a full demon and to get rid of the humanity which flows within his veins.
A simple wish.
And just like that, Lee Woo begins to transform.
The overflowing power. So this is the strength my kind possesses. Your wish is fulfilled. Farewell.
Lee Woo tells the dragon that he's gonna call him back next year to wish for world domination. And just as easy as he obtained them, the Dragon Balls disperse and spread across the world.
Ha ha ha! The demon blood inside me is boiling!
Although I don't understand what's going on. I think Lee Woo became stronger. How is that possible?
As Lee Woo shows off to his captive women, Bulma wonders if she's going to die, or maybe she can become one of Lee Woo's women. All she wanted to do was find happiness on this journey.
The whole world will bow at the feet of its new overlord and master. I officially declare myself king of the world.
As all hope seems lost, suddenly something catches the love dragon's attention. Krillin's bowling ball-shaped head. As the weird little creature cuddles the martial artist, Vegeta finally gets his chance. You filthy scum! I'm gonna make you bleed!
Who is that kid? He can fly? What's he doing? He's gonna get himself killed! That child! Could he be?
Get out of my face!
Huh? Was that supposed to be your best? If so, I'm disappointed.
At least I'll be able to test out this new body.
Can't do it, huh?
What are you?
This is the first time I don't feel like fighting for fun. I'm gonna break you.
by my demon blood.
Incredible! He redirected a mouth beam of Lee Wu's with hardly any effort.
What is this? Is this a dream? That must be it. This can't be real. There's no way such a creature could exist. I've been suffused with the magic of the Dragon Balls. And he really is that strong!
I can't believe I was able to do that on my first try! With Lee Wu's defeat, everybody looks on in disbelief.
He was able to do that? Even Yamcha and I can't do that.
He's even stronger than you, Master!
Unreal! He saw me use the Kamehameha once and learned it instantly. Do you think there's a genius like that in today's day and age? And I think I've seen that child before.
As Lee Wu's women jump from the strongest source to the next, Bulma tells them to bug off, you harpies. Disgruntled, one of them asks if that's Vegeta's girlfriend. Bulma's completely caught off guard by this statement, but Vegeta doesn't even know what a girlfriend is.
Hello there, child. You're quite popular with the ladies, aren't you? So how is Son Gohan doing these days?
You know my grandfather?
I remember finding you outside my house when the turtle brought you to me. I entrusted your upbringing to Son Gohan.
Yeah, he told me about that. But to answer your question, he's dead now.
What? Son Gohan is dead?
Yes, he was killed by a monster in the mountains. Roshi instantly offers to be Vegeta's master. Bulma encourages the idea, stating that it's going to be another year before the Dragon Balls reform, and that she'll give him the Dragon Radar. Thinking briefly, she changes her mind and says that he can come get it in a year and gives him her address. After telling the young Saiyan she'll have a massive meal prepared, he responds, "Really? I'm so there!" Reminding Vegeta she lives at Capsule Corp in West City. Harley seems to make a note of this, and with nothing left to do, she takes off. Bulma thinks to herself that she wonders why she hesitated with Shenron. She could have had her perfect, handsome prince.
Nah, can't be. I guess we'll return home as well, boys.
Vegeta takes to the sky and asks, "Which way is your house?" Vegeta and Bulma went their separate ways after this incident. Vegeta then decided to continue his training with the Turtle Master. In 3 years' time, Earth will face a new enemy that threatens to shroud it in total darkness. I should not need to interfere, even if it seems a little bit dangerous. When was the last time I felt like this? I am so eager to kill someone right now. It seems there's a lot of people around here. That is North City.
May I kill some of them, Master Gero?
There will be time for that later. First, we must get our revenge on Vegeta. Meanwhile, at the capital of the Earth. Ah!
Hello, humans worldwide. I am your new king. You shall all be my subjects in my new world order. Unfortunately, you can die at any moment if you do not pay respect to your king.
That monster! How can he be so callous and cruel?
If you wish to delay your annihilation, there is something I require. Whatever city gives me what I need will be spared destruction.
What is he?
I'm looking for Dragon Balls like this scattered across the world. There are 6 more to be found. The clock is ticking, humans. Give me what I need and you'll be granted mercy.
Those balls from 3 years ago.
Oh. I will wait. Gather them quickly if you value your lives.
What do we do?
We could attack, but he'll likely be on guard. I cannot measure his strength, but one thing's for certain. We cannot simply allow ourselves to bow to this creature.
I also think we better wait for that kid.
Very well. Vegeta is our best bet at victory. Where is he now? Isn't he watching this? What are you up to, Vegeta?
We're taken to a scene showing Vegeta, Tights, Bulma, and Omori sitting around a picnic table. Your name's Vegeta, right? I heard you're pretty strong. You don't look it. Have you kissed him yet?
Why would I?
Your loss. That old man taught me. Kissing is... You've got to be kidding. No need to be shy. No way I'm doing that. The joys of youth. These are not enough, okay? What was that? Tights continues to tease Bulma and Vegeta about their non-existing relationship. As they bicker, Tights notices something in the distance. Is that who I think it is? Of all people, Tal Pai Pai and Dr. Gero make their landing. Is he a friend of yours, Gramps? No, no! We finally meet face to face, Vegeta. I've long awaited this moment. I will make you pay for your transgressions, you arrogant child. How do you know my name? More importantly, who the hell are you? My name is Dr. Giro, former head roboticist of the fabled Red Ribbon Army.
Wait, you're really Dr. Giro? I always wondered what happened to you after you left the public eye. So the rumors were true. You joined the Red Ribbon Army.
The Red Ribbon Army is no more, thanks to this child. He destroyed it 3 years ago.
Wait, this old-timer is part of the Red Ribbon?
Holy smokes! What's a Red Ribbon Army?
That really big base you blew all to hell 3 years ago!
You don't even remember the time I've invested into designing androids to kill you, and you're telling me we weren't even worth a second thought? Put up whatever futile resistance you can. I'll enjoy watching you scream and beg me for mercy. First I'll kill your lover, Vegeta, and then I'll kill you. Once your spirit is broken, you will no longer be a threat to me. Now prepare to meet your maker.
So this is what you get up to, huh, Bulma? Wait, your intelligence isn't totally accurate!
That is of little concern. Once I have the Dragon Balls, I'll revive the Red Ribbon Army.
Wait, you know about the Dragon Balls?
Of course! With the resources at my disposal, constructing a radar to locate them isn't difficult. This is a private matter. No use in killing civilians. You may leave if you wish. I won't chase you. I refuse. That goes for all of us. We don't want to buy what you're selling. So you choose death over salvation?
Don't you think we should run, Bulma? Don't worry, Vegeta's faced worse before.
Indeed, Vegeta's power surpassed that of a mere army. But steel and engineering will always surpass flesh and blood. Are we gonna fight? I can't imagine your strength has grown much, considering the pitiful training you did with the so-called god of martial arts. Let's begin, Android 11. Change of plans. Beat Vegeta half to death first, and then when he's powerless to resist, kill his lover before his eyes. Everyone, stand back!
Finally, I've had the urge to kill ever since I awoke. You will be the first victim in a long tally. I cannot wait to put an end to your life.
The old man's convinced you're stronger than me. Let's test that theory.
Hey, Bulma, shouldn't your boyfriend be winning? Come on, Vegeta!
No way!
No, Vegeta!
Huh? Vegeta! Shocking! I thought that would have done more damage. That's the first time I've ever been hit that hard. I guess you weren't just boasting about your strength then.
Haha, little one, that was merely a demonstration. I'm still warming up.
Great! Hey, old-timer, listen up! Up until now, I've never once used my full strength.
Huh? What are they talking about?
Even during training, I was suppressing most of my strength. But I did learn one thing from it. All of his life? Never once? That thing was how to control my energy.
I can feel his energy rising.
Judging by your face, it seems you've caught on. Believe me, this is barely the beginning. I didn't expect his power to be this high. He's so many times stronger than Android 11. This is my full power. I hope you last. I can't wait to test it out.
You scared the life out of him. Go, Vegeta! He's beyond me. How can something so strong exist?
Don't be a fool. Calm yourself, Android 11. Vegeta may have overcome the weakness in his tail over the last 3 years, but he still has a glaring flaw that for all his power can still cripple him if you use it to your advantage. So, you gonna make the first move?
What's that?
Huh? You fool. Pa! That was annoying.
My ultimate attack! Blocked! Like nothing!
What? How the hell did he nullify that?
I'm sorry I attacked you! Please, don't kill me! Please, let me go! I'll never commit evil acts again!
What?
I beg you!
Android 11, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, I guess that guy gave up.
I thought you were a warrior.
Kaioken!
Huh? Ow, ow, my eyes! We have to escape, Master. No! What?
What happened? Where is the android?
That guy! Where the hell are they? Both of them are gone! I don't believe they ran away! Bastards! He was far more powerful than I calculated. We have to get back to the base as fast as we can.
I'll activate my boosters, Master.
Full speed, we have no time left. My identity's been exposed. We've lost the element of surprise. I've been backed into a corner. I'll have to activate androids 9 and 10.
You want to use those devils?
Not by choice, but we're on a clock. Hopefully their defects should be repaired. Bulma, do you know where he might have gone?
I believe he has a secret base built into the mountainside outside of North City.
Okay, come on, I'll fly there now.
Wait, right now?
Of course.
Fine, let me get my plane. You do realize this is against my better judgment. Sorry, big sis. Grandpa, I've got things to do. I've got to go now.
Be careful, Bulma. You gotta hunt them down before they get back to the base.
They're really getting pretty close, hey, Grandpa? Don't you think they'd make a great couple?
The whole family is crazy. The man I mugged just happened to have this ball in his possession. You'll let me go now, right?
You think you can fool me with such a poorly designed replica?
Forgive me. He must have been carrying around a copy.
Eraser gun!
Broadcast the security footage of his demise.
Get out here, Piccolo, and face me like a man. I, the great Hercule, am gonna take you down.
One bond every minute.
I think I'll greet this one, Piano. I've been terribly bored lately.
Ho 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 ho! The name's Mark. I'm the future world champion of martial arts. I'd ask you give me a good fight, but you'll be lucky if you last a minute. I know how you're gonna blow up the city. You placed a bomb in advance. I can see it in your eyes. You cunning bastard, have you no shame?
Please let me kill him, Master.
Hold on. What's he got there?
Whoa! You see these blocks of wood, Piccolo? This is exactly what you'll look like 1 minute from now.
Are there any words designed for such stupidity?
You know what? I'm gonna send you to hell.
Is he dead, sire?
No, he lives. But not for long. Your death will be broadcast to prevent more fools from appearing. What the?
Wow! Trying to gather the Dragon Balls to conquer Earth again, my dear Piccolo. Such a predictable thought as always.
You. How do you know so much about me?
Hatred and selfishness are your tools. Kindness and benevolence are Kami's. No! Number 10! Why did you destroy number 11? He was needed!
You treat us like slaves and expect us not to rebel, you selfish bastard. And by the way, my name isn't number 10. My name is Lapis.
Terror grips a distant world as the full moon shining above gives rise to an army of great apes. Having conquered the planet, the squadron heads home. Emerging from one of the ships is none other than Bardock. As the familiar gang discusses their victory, a nearby soldier tells Bardock that there's somebody waiting for him inside the dojo area. What appears to be a warrior friend of the Saiyan, the two begin to joyfully spar. They seem almost evenly matched, but Bardock comes out the winner. Enjoying a conversation after the fight, Bardock runs off to the medical bay. Gearing up, he once again takes off. While heading down a hallway, he runs into his young son, Kakarot, and soon after expresses his blatant displeasure in his son's low power level. Seeing the future, Bardock has visions of his son taking down the likes of Nappa, with his brother Raditz at his side. Shaking it off, he continues down the hall and encourages his son to become a great warrior. Going through the motions of losing his team and getting defeated by the orders of Frieza, we cut back to Kakarot training and trying to improve. We rejoin Bardock's friend a while later. The same soldier from before comes up and tells him that Bardock and his crew have been annihilated. In disbelief, he happens into a nearby bar inside of Frieza's ship and lays waste to a few of the Emperor's cronies. Though, through sheer numbers, he too would soon fall. Kakarot eagerly awaits his father's return, but when the pod opens, he finds him barely clinging to life. Now knowing Frieza's plan to destroy planet Vegeta, he throws Kakarot into the pod and launches it off the planet, having premonitions of him battling Prince Vegeta. While Bardock would go on to put up a valiant fight, he would prove no match for Frieza. Coming to, Bardock's friend would awaken just as Vegeta explodes. At his destination, it appears that Bardock sent Kakarot to be with his brother Raditz, but neither he or Nappa seem interested in nurturing the young Saiyan. After a brief run-in with the others, Bardock's friend is elated to see Kakarot, and it appears that he will raise the boy himself. This leaves us to wonder, how did Prince Vegeta escape the devastation? Rewinding a few days, we find King Vegeta on Frieza's ship. The Emperor announces the Saiyans have become too much of a threat and they must be exterminated. Not backing down, the king unleashes a false moon before transforming into a great ape. Vegeta declares regardless, today is the day the Saiyans are free from tyranny. Even doubling down and saying Frieza is scared of the Saiyan race. Smashing up the ship a bit, Frieza takes no time in erasing the king, slicing his arm off before blasting him into oblivion. Frieza's men admire the destruction as the end of the Saiyan race begins. Back on planet, the queen can sense her king has fallen, and it won't be long before Frieza comes for the rest of them.
Picking up the baby Vegeta, she rushes down the hallway to the launching bay. She places her child inside one of the pods and sets the coordinates to Earth, a planet outside of Frieza's empire and where the native inhabitants have low combat power. At the end of the day, it comes down to a mother, not a queen, that has to tell her child goodbye for their own safety. With no time to mourn, she knows that she must act fast as Frieza will be arriving at any moment. But to her horror, it seems that no ground troops will be deployed as she looks into the sky to see a giant fireball heading towards the planet. Before her demise, she strongly looks forward, believing that one day a warrior will arise to challenge the Emperor for his throne. And that day, he will know the pain of all the beings he has enslaved. As the planet crumbles, Vegeta is seen traveling to the safety of Earth. Raditz and Nappa get the news while conquering a nearby planet. And a while later on Earth, Master Roshi gets a rather jarring surprise from Turtle, who says he found this young lad just floating in the middle of the ocean on some kind of ship. But the only thing that really confuses him is his tail. The young Vegeta proves to be rather rambunctious, but Roshi knows the perfect home for the young man. Since he never had a son of his own, Gohan would take the boy in. It was Roshi's hope that these two lost souls would be able to mend the absence in each other's hearts. In the first chapter of Super Vegeta Den, we're treated to a short recap of certain events in Dragon Ball history, such as Bulma and Vegeta's first encounter where Vegeta nearly disintegrates Bulma, or the time when the young boy transformed into a great ape and wreaked havoc on Pilaf, or the World Tournament. And who could forget the Red Ribbon Massacre, or Pilaf again, or easily defeating Piccolo, as well as allowing him to regain his youth before beating him again. The years move forward, but Vegeta's height remained the same. At the World Tournament, General Tao, now a cyborg, thought he could finally get his revenge. Taking Bulma hostage, he shouts out that now that he has Vegeta's lover, he better do exactly what he says. With the point of a finger, he blows Tao's arm off his body, who retreats to fight another day. He asks Bulma if she ever gets tired of being taken hostage, before saying that if she wants him to protect her so bad, she may as well belong to him. Bulma mistakes this for a marriage proposal and happily accepts, much to Vegeta's confusion and Yamcha's sorrow. Before too long, the match with Piccolo begins and he's able to shred the Titan. Piccolo more or less admits defeat, prompting a curious reaction from Vegeta. Realizing this Piccolo is different from the one before, he decides to let him live to train to fight him again another day. Kami announces his disapproval of Vegeta's decision, but Vegeta points out that if he kills him, both Kami and the Dragon Balls will disappear. Piccolo claims Vegeta will rue the day he chose to let this happen and heads off into the shadows. Vegeta is declared the new champion and everybody cheers in celebration, but it doesn't seem the wayward prince is used to this kind of affection. Kami foresees that in 6 years the real enemy will arrive, but he can't wait to see what happens on that day. We jump forward a few years where Vegeta, Bulma, and a little one arrive at Kami House. Trunks is born and seems as well-mannered as any child could be. Krillin asks about his tail, but is met with an unsatisfactory answer. It's also worth noting that with Vegeta around, Roshi can't get away with his usual pervy nature. But that's not really what's bothering him. Vegeta senses someone coming. He dashes outside, peering into the sky. He thinks that it may be Piccolo, looking for a rematch. Though he must have done some serious training, if it is. But of course, it's not Piccolo, but Raditz. "You have been found at last, the long-lost son of King Vegeta." With no pleasantries offered in return, Vegeta knocks him several feet into the ocean. He splashes up water to act as a diversion without realizing Vegeta can sense his energy. Continuing to beat Raditz senseless, he realizes he's back on the island he trained with Krillin as a child, getting lost in the nostalgia. Beaten and weary, Raditz tells him that everything that's happened here today has been transmitted to his two partners out in space, and they'll be coming for him after they hear what happened. Not caring what the stranger has to say, he just kills him on the spot. Out in the cosmos, Nappa is seen criticizing Raditz. Raditz! I told you, he couldn't even last long enough to assess Vegeta's power. Rambling on, Vegeta can hear the transmission through the scouter. Nappa informs him that he will be on planet within 3 months to kill him. Kakarot spouts up before the conversation ends. Vegeta notices the voice change. "Listen, Vegeta, I'll show you, the elites, how a battle is really fought." This gives Vegeta a strange feeling. Nappa teases Kakarot. "Look at Mr. Low-Class Warrior, speaking on equal terms with an elite." This is met with a backhand to the face. Nappa notes that every brush with death has brought Kakarot to a new level. The two leave planet on course for Earth. Vegeta informs the others of the situation, but remains confident. The two Saiyans would soon arrive, just as Kami predicted. Turning a city into dust, Vegeta lures them to a battleground. Vegeta's greatest battle is about to begin. The group makes small talk before Vegeta thanks them for the opportunity to learn of his origin, but declares that he may be a Saiyan, but this is the planet he calls home, and if they have any nefarious plans, he will eliminate them without a second thought. Unconcerned, Kakarot tells Nappa to fight him first, believing this to be a good test for the prince. But proving this thought foolish, Vegeta powers up, dwarfing Nappa's power. Nappa turns back to Kakarot, telling him that he has no chance. Coldly, Kakarot replies by telling him just to fight anyway, as to not shame his own people. Charging, Nappa instantly makes the mistake of leaving himself open to a kick kick to the chin, sending him flying past his superior. With Vegeta quickly gaining, he catches the prince up in an explosion. As the dust begins to settle, Nappa wonders if he actually managed to kill him, but Vegeta sneaks up from behind, asking, "Did you really think that was going to kill me?" Nappa continues to struggle as he quickly becomes a punching bag. He thinks he can trick the prince by using a mouth beam, but even at such a close range, it has no effect. Kakarot yells out, mocking him, "Nappa, you're outmatched in both power and technique. What's next? I'll show you in my final moments. The prideful death of a true Saiyan. What is he? Let's fight again. In hell!" Nappa rushes Vegeta as he self-destructs, but not even this does any damage. The dead Saiyan stands before the prince, now just as a statue, showing no mercy. Kakarot comes crashing through Nappa's corpse in an attempt to catch Vegeta off guard. Kakarot stops to actually give Nappa the closest thing to a compliment he can manage, saying that it wasn't a bad way to go, and for some reason, he'd like to change the location of their battle. Vegeta states that he will only fight somewhere where there are no life forms, and if this warrior is a real Saiyan, he will accept these terms. The two ascend into the sky as we rejoin the gang back at Kame House. Bulma is seen using Raditz Scouter. She says Vegeta's got this in the bag, as his power comes out to be 13,000 and the other guy is only 5,500. Vegeta goads on the invader. "I remember you saying something like, 'Showing me how a real battle is fought.'" The two power up and it becomes abundantly clear that Kakarot is much more powerful than previously thought. Now Bulma is saying the alien is even more powerful than Vegeta, who stands in awe of what he's witnessing. By far, this is the strongest person he has ever met. He charges as a Saiyan and is able to dodge every blow. Countering, Kakarot rocks Vegeta with a few hits of his own, knocking him to the ground momentarily, but the tenacious fighter jumps right back up and into the action. Kakarot gets in even more hits as Vegeta continues to struggle, getting knocked down once more. Firing several ki blasts, he finally makes contact but to zero effect. The prince seems to be running out of ideas and energy. Kakarot gloats that he's even fighting at full strength and asks Vegeta if this is the first time he's ever had to go all out. The invader mocks Vegeta, saying the prince of all Saiyans shouldn't be such a pushover. As Kakarot rushes, Vegeta uses the Taiyoken or Solar Flare technique, blinding his opponent. Thinking he finally has an opening, he goes in for a haymaker before being clocked in the face. Kakarot appears to even have learned how to sense energy, before going on to say he'd like that last Taiyoken attack and plans on adding it to his arsenal. Using the same attack that took General Tao's arm, Vegeta hopes that it'll have some effect here. But alas, this fails as well and he soon finds himself back in the dirt. Letting his ki explode, charging his Galick Gun. Our hero screams that this is why I'm feared across the world, before firing his blast at the enemy. With a single punch, he manages to stop the attack in its tracks. Unable to send it back, he deflects it into the emptiness of space. Disappointed, Kakarot declares that this fight is over. High and away from the battle, Kami stands watching over, wondering why the Saiyan would come to Earth knowing he would not find an equal here. Perhaps he desires to be the lone remaining Saiyan. Knowing he's powerless to help, all he can do is sit back and watch. Kakarot brings Vegeta to the ground once more. Showing his spirit, Vegeta continues to have will, but not results. The Saiyan tells him that he lost any chance of becoming powerful the moment he was sent to this planet. The prince is reduced to tears as his pride tears away at him. Kakarot extends his arm ready to end this when a familiar voice is heard demanding he wait. Of all people, animals or robots, it's Korin. Vegeta tells him to run, but Korin does no such thing. Kakarot asks if he intends to fight, but Korin's fighting days are long over. What he can do, if the Saiyan is patient enough, is make Vegeta much stronger within the next 3 hours. Kakarot finds this intriguing. He agrees and Korin presents what he calls the water of the gods. If it works, it should unleash all of Vegeta's latent power. Korin pours a cup and tells him to try not to die. Vegeta's gaze alone could burn a hole into the Saiyan. Drinking it and in agony, Korin is just shocked that he didn't die on the spot. As time passes, Korin suddenly feels a surge of power emerge within the hero. Even Kakarot senses the insane change. Reborn, Vegeta gets ready for round 2. Revitalized, Vegeta feels though he is bursting with power, yet calm at the same time. Thanking Korin and turning down his offer for a few sensu beans, he turns his attention back to the Saiyan. Stretching and yawning, Kakarot tells Vegeta that he likes that look in his eyes. Dashing towards each other, both appear to have made their mark. It's obvious that Vegeta has improved, but he still doesn't appear to have surpassed him. He is, however, proving much more of a match. Landing a haymaker on the Galactic Warrior, Kakarot can't help but smile. Powering back up, the fight continues, putting on an electrifying show. Both warriors take several hits. Kakarot seems to have lost his mind as he yells that this is the fight that he's been waiting for. The battle between the two wore on. Both sides were now evenly matched for the first time. Soon, the feelings of hatred towards one another became that of respect. Back on the lookout, Kame fears that Kakarot is still holding back something. Vegeta powers up as a Saiyan tells him his power level must be over 20,000 by now. Kakarot beefs up, shedding his armor before unleashing a technique Vegeta can't even identify. Finding its mark, Vegeta flies backwards before recovering and returning fire, of which Kakarot easily evades. Firing a key barrage of his own, Vegeta takes the blast head-on without taking any damage by forming a barrier, but it appears to have just been a ruse by Kakarot to get behind the prince, taunting him. Vegeta once again seems to be outmatched as he's unable to get a hit on the invader. Kakarot suddenly drops his guard, but Vegeta doesn't know how to approach this. Losing patience, Kakarot resumes the offensive on our hero. Kami states that Kakarot is used to adapting to the heat of battle due to his low combat power from birth. Vegeta, on the other hand, was born gifted and has breezed through all of his fights. Flying to the ground below, Vegeta once again picks himself from the dirt. Vegeta knows what Kakarot's doing, but he's simply unable to keep up fundamentally. Dodging a few ki blasts, the prince falls to the Saiyan's trap and is again sent downward. Kakarot then joins him. Vegeta knows that if he can't speed up, this fight will soon end. Remembering back to watching Krillin struggle against Master Roshi, he heeds his own advice. Calming himself down, he sharpens his focus on the fight. Kakarot moves in and Vegeta is finally able to dodge. Going back for more, they rock the surrounding area with a shockwave. Even Kami doesn't fully understand what just happened. Trying to beat him at his own game, Vegeta fires dozens of ki attacks at a short range. Eventually, the Saiyan leaves himself open. Vegeta's able to get into kick before firing a Gala gun at the fleeting Saiyan, who promptly disarms the blast. This time, remembering Popo's advice, Vegeta gets in another savage blow. Kakarot tries to regroup, but the tenacious prince is on the attack, keeping him on his toes. Relishing in the challenge, Kakarot demands Vegeta continue to show him what he's got, before mutually landing hits. Just as it appears Vegeta may have closed the gap once more, Kakarot smiles and tells the prince that his punches lack power, before sending him flying backwards. Kakarot begins to charge his ki, and it looks like he may want to end this with one final energy struggle. Vegeta knows that if he doesn't defend this blast, the entire Earth is surely doomed. As he prepares to deliver his counterattack, he thinks about all the friends he's made on this planet. Kakarot notes that Vegeta isn't about to use his famous Gala gun. Instead, he charges a Kamehameha. Laughing at the thought of Vegeta using a low-level Earth technique, Kakarot fires downward as Vegeta returns a blast of his own. The beams collide into the shock of the alien invader. This puny Earth attack seems to be holding its own. But once more, Kakarot has an ace in the hole, saying that his attack has a second stage to it, and it becomes obvious that the Saiyan has the upper hand. Korin shouts to Vegeta that he hasn't used all his power yet. As things begin to look more and more grim, he summons the last of his strength for his friends, wife, and son. With this, for the first time we see fear in the Saiyan's eyes as the Kamehameha overtakes him and explodes in the atmosphere. It looks like Vegeta has won. Shouting out to the planet, proclaiming his victory, Vegeta couldn't be more elated. Unfortunately, he doesn't seem to be able to move much from the spot he's lying. Korin comes on over and gives him a sensu, as the prince is still trembling with excitement. The fight shows itself not to be over as the Saiyan comes landing back down from the sky. Tired, but in no way finished. Vegeta tells Korin to find some cover. Vegeta still refuses to take the sensu bean, letting his pride stand on its own. The battle becomes greatly less acrobatic as the two warring warriors get into a knife-edge deathmatch, merely standing and punching each other to see which is the toughest. But Vegeta notices Kakarot's speed is suffering. Vegeta gets in more and more hits on the invader. It seems the last Kamehameha may have done him in after all. But no matter how much damage he delivers, the Saiyan seems to be enjoying himself more and more. Remembering his training with Roshi, he knows that if he changes his stance, it may force his enemy to do the same, leaving himself open for just a moment. Changing it up, he seems to have thrown off Kakarot, as he thought he had already seen everything Vegeta had to offer. Dashing ahead, Vegeta was right. Kakarot leaves himself wide open for a flurry of attacks before Vegeta moves in for the kill with a point-blank Kamehameha. But he's gassed out. As he falls to the ground, Kakarot thinks about his childhood and the hurdles he had to pass living with Nappa and his brother. Catching his balance as Vegeta's caught celebrating too soon, he lands a rip shot on the prince, in all likelihood breaking a few bones. Even with the injury, Vegeta won't go down quietly. The Saiyan's ferocity shows no bounds as he gets in a direct hit to Vegeta's nose. The prince drops like dead weight. Going on a monologue, Kakarot tells Vegeta that as much raw talent as he possesses, it was never enough to win this battle because he's never fought for his life and doesn't know what it means to give his entire soul to win. As Kakarot begins to count down, Vegeta struggles to stand but ultimately cannot. With no final words, Kakarot goes in for the finishing blow. But it does nothing. Laughing hysterically, Vegeta demands to know why he didn't kill him, to which he replies it's because he's the first one to make him feel this alive, and in true Goku fashion, says it would be a waste to kill him. Korin gives them both a sensu bean to heal up, sensing Kakarot won't try anything. Vegeta asks if he's going to try to fight him again, but Kakarot has something much more interesting in mind and asks the prince to leave the planet with him. Asking why he would want to do that, the Saiyan further explains that there is a creature hundreds of times stronger than he and many more powerful foes in the universe. Shocked, Vegeta asks Kakarot if he's even that strong, and compared to some, he's average at best. Still unsure, Vegeta asks why he would want to travel with his enemy, because that creature that's hundreds of times stronger than him is the one that wiped out their people. We're shown a recap of the destruction of planet Vegeta as Kakarot tells him that he watched his home turn to dust in the void of space. Seeking vengeance, he asks Vegeta once more to join him. Looking for advice from Korin, he's told that only he can make this decision. Excited, he accepts the challenge and joins his former enemy. Kakarot tosses him a scouter, and to his surprise, he accidentally calls Bulma with it. The two sort things out as Vegeta explains his reasons for leaving. He gives the scouter back to the Saiyan as the pods arrive. Vegeta bids Korin farewell before launching into space, leaving the old master to ask, honestly, was he dropped on his head as a child? The Saiyans arrive on Frieza Planet 97, 15 days later. Touching down, Vegeta gets his first glimpse of an alien world, noticing the many orbiting satellites. Remarking how advanced the society seems, Kakarot says this is where he most likely would have been raised had he not been sent to Earth. A random soldier asks Vegeta who he is as he doesn't recognize his face. Kakarot interrupts saying it doesn't matter, and hints for Vegeta to walk off with them. As they make their way through the corridor, Vegeta asks if this Frieza guy is on planet, but it's unlikely. As the pair shower up, Kakarot knows that Vegeta needs to improve before any moves can be made. Even Zarbon or Dodoria could most likely take him at this point. They go to gear back up, but Vegeta has some objections about wearing traditional Frieza Force armor, saying he'd look silly. He marches over to a nearby scientist and demands they make his usual gi, which leaves Kakarot confused. Does he just walk around with that design on him? Moving forward, he tells Vegeta that Frieza is a priority, but first he wants to make it clear they don't have the slightest chance against him in their present forms. To get stronger, they'll need to fight more than just practice battles. The prince is on board with the idea and asks Kakarot if he's ever fought Frieza before. While the question catches him off guard, Vegeta asks how the fight went. Kakarot laughs at the word fight before left to assume that's what caused the nasty scar on his forehead. 2 years prior, Kakarot just returned from conquering a planet. The Emperor and his subjects are shown to be less than grateful. Dodoria states that this guy kind of reminds him of that idiot that tried to stand up to Frieza when he destroyed planet Vegeta, laughing that he died with no dignity. Of course, we know this man to be Bardock. Enraged, Kakarot lunges towards Dodoria and lands a hook to the right side of his face. Then turning to Frieza, still in a fury, he dashes towards him. With using only his mind, he repels the Saiyan, sending him to the ground. Frieza tells the others to get him to a healing pod as he still may be of use to him. Coming back to present time, Kakarot states his outburst was pointless and nothing was achieved. All it got him was a reminder that he was still a slave. That's when he brings up the legend of the Super Saiyan. Going on to explain it, this gets Vegeta fired up, and with that, the two move out. A soldier stops him in the hallway and starts talking trash to Kakarot, mentioning his recent rebellious streak and saying that he's never even liked the Saiyans, and he thinks the reason why is because they're a bunch of loudmouths with a penchant of aiming above their stations. So in absence of Frieza, he'll instead teach Kakarot a lesson he won't soon forget. Outside, the soldier asks who Vegeta is, but Kakarot says there's no point in telling a dead man. Kakarot powers up, sending the soldier scouter into a frenzy, reaching all the way to 35,000 before exploding. The look on the man's face makes it clear that he's made a mistake. Kakarot lands several blows before flinging him backwards. The soldier fires a ki blast, but it's easily deflected to the man's horror. Kakarot shouts that the Saiyans are a race of warriors. Battle is their purpose, and he cannot compare to them. Sending him to the air with a series of uppercuts, he tells Vegeta to finish him off. Firing a Kamehameha, the soldier is no more. Kakarot states that this will make an ideal signal fire for announcing their rebellion. With that annoyance out of the way, it's time for food. On an unknown world, Zarbon's scouter alerts him to the death of this man, whose name was Gorcho, but they can't determine who killed him. Dodoria thinks it's insane to believe anybody manages to kill him as his power exceeded 20,000. Frieza asks what information they have on the assailants. Zarbon reports that both offending powers exceeded 25,000 before disappearing. Frieza then goes on to say that if he were to guess, he'd say Kakarot has something to do with it, as he definitely has the motivation. Kakarot ponders their next move, knowing Frieza will probably investigate the death of Gorcho, and they still can't control their ki well enough to stay hidden forever. With the scientists actually making Vegeta's gi, they begin to head out. One of the men lets them know that, hey, you left your scouters behind, but they don't think they'll be needing them anymore. The two walk off as Kami is seen looking in, happy in the fact that the two Saiyans have decided to work with one another. It'll be interesting to see how this develops, but you'll have to find out later, I'm afraid, in the final chapter of Super Vegeta Den. Right now, back on Frieza Planet, a young lady picks up a reading on her scouter. Believing Kakarot to be back, she jumps up and runs after him as her friend shouts out for her to wait. We learn that her name is Radish, and her friends think less than flattering things about Kakarot. As the two Saiyans pass through a crowd, they deal with the standard racism, but karma is swiftly served. Vegeta asks where their hatred comes from, and Kakarot says they're just jealous. Hearing a voice from behind commanding him to stop, he turns to find Radish, saying he doesn't call, right? He's been gone for months, and asks where he's been all this time. Vegeta inquires to this woman's significance, seconds, and Kakarot is hesitant to confirm, but the girl has no shyness in saying that she's his girlfriend. Asking who Vegeta is, Kakarot informs that he's another Saiyan just like the two of them. He's been recruited to help them with their cause. He then asks his lover if she is up for a sparring match. She tells him not to hold back and the fight begins. Kakarot doesn't expend much effort in dodging her attacks. She tries to amp it up, but to no luck. A random soldier comes over and tells him to stop fighting instantly, but Radish quickly gets rid of him. Back to the real battle, she's still unable to land a single hit. Kakarot closes his eyes and continues his evasion. And suddenly, he fails to sense her ki. He opens his eyes to find her going in for a sneak attack. Actually, literally, as the faux kiss acts as a ruse for an opening, but the kick still doesn't connect. Quickly counting up to 100, Kakarot blocks the last kick and says time's up. With the match over, he and Vegeta once again walk off. He comments how the great Kakarot could be stunned by something as simple as a kiss. Getting in his face, Kakarot tells him that he doesn't know how terrifying she can be. When asked to enlighten him, he jokes, "Did you know she used to be a man?" And with that, Super Vegeta Den comes to an unfortunately abrupt end.